So it's been over 6 weeks since I left Da Nang. 26th of July I left, which I believe was the day they announced lockdown. And I thought, fuck that. I'm not sitting in my bedroom /house for 6 weeks or 5 weeks, however long it's been. Thanks to Ross, we buggered off up north and did the Harjang Loop twice. I've currently been staying at Yen Yi homestay in Gioc, which is home of Asia's biggest waterfall, as I'm sure you know if you've seen any of my previous posts on Instagram or YouTube. And I come out for a walk because every day I've been walking anything between 8 and 20 miles. Just, why not, you know? Normally leave at 4:30 or 5 o'clock in the morning when it's not boiling. Today it's cloudy. There's blue sky up yonder. Bit of grey. But it is really, really hot because it's middle of the afternoon. It's about 2 o'clock. And I just thought I'd come and show you some of the local villages, because this is a little route that goes right round, right past the border. These hills are pretty much China, or behind me, to the left, Vietnam in the distance that way. It's really interesting, you know, when you're living in the north, let me think, it's the northeast. Is it? Yeah, it is, the northeast of Vietnam. It's the polar opposite to Da Nang. It truly is. As much as I love Da Nang, and I love it, and I really do, it's my home, living in the northeast is the polar opposite of everything that I've known about Vietnam since I arrived from Hanoi to Nui Tan to Da Nang. And then coming this way is like a completely different world. It really is. You know, from cities where there's a shit ton of buildings and traffic to empty roads, rural villages where there's buffaloes and chickens and people washing in the stream like that. And all these old-fashioned houses. Some absolutely amazing structures in some of these villages. Really beautiful, you know. People think, oh, why is, you know, it's so old-fashioned, it's not modern or anything like that, but I mean, it's interesting. When you submerge yourself in this kind of life and live in this kind of way, you realise all this Western materialistic stuff that's ingrained into our soul that we think we have to have, you know. Big telly, big house, big car, gadgets, all of that kind of stuff, you know, fancy clothes. You really don't need any of it. You know, you need a roof over your head, food, and a bed. And that's pretty much what I've got. I've been living for free because I'm teaching English to the daughter of the owners of the homestay. And it's going really, really well. It really is. You know, we've been doing it every single day. And they've just gone back to school last week. And as luck would have it, the textbooks that they have been given for their school, she's only 8 years old, so it's quite simple stuff. But all of it's on YouTube. So, you know, I've got kind of a audio / video of the exact same books that she's using, so that I can go through the books, talk her through all the sentences, all the words, all the phrases. She can see it written down in a book. She can listen to it on the YouTube clip, and I can say the same things as well. And it's really handy. It's really, really useful. And we do that every day. And her English is improving no end. And it's really good to see that somebody that I've been teaching only for 3 weeks. I've lived there for like 3 weeks and 3 days, I believe. And it's the improvement is really big. You know, how you can see how much she's learning in such a short space of time. The scenery around here is just unbelievable. It truly is. It truly is. There's a bit round this road where you just get this open field view of all of these mountains. They really are. It's wonderful living around here. Little ducks in the stream. It has rained quite a bit the last couple of days. It's been boiling every day for the past, well, 3 weeks, I guess. The last couple of days, it's poured with rain. The water in the river has gone up. The waterfall's got really, really, you know, gushy again, if that's a word. You know, when I first got here, it had rained before I arrived, and the waterfall was so full. It was so you know, big, so much water, the volume of water that you saw on a daily basis. And it's been going less and less and less and less. And then recently it's gone up and up and up. It's interesting. As you can see, it is boiling. I've got some sweatage going on, luckily. There's also some moppage going on. But this village, I've been through it on a motorbike so many times, I thought, you know what, why not walk it? So I am, and it's to the homestay, which is, there's a couple of bridges along this river. Across one next to where I'm staying, the next one's 3 miles away. So then you sort of do a loop, you know. If I'm feeling not too tired, I could walk to Gioc waterfall as well. I'm walking in the opposite direction today, walking away from Gioc waterfall. Normally, when you go there, walk up to the temple in the morning, check out the view, watch the sunrise if it's not cloudy, which is this great big ball of red sun coming out from the back of the mountains, which looks incredible. And then go down to the waterfall. It's free of charge before 8 o'clock, I think, maybe even like 7:30. But we're now officially leaving this village. And then you get this amazing view. You know, and it's literally like this everywhere. These hills, I'm trying to get the good light. Yeah, these hills. Man, what I do to have a drone and fly it all around here. Because the scenery, is just staggering beyond belief. It really, really is. That's China. That's Vietnam. The difference. It's crazy, man. My God. You know, like I said, as much as I love Da Nang, there's nothing like this in Da Nang. Absolutely nothing whatsoever looks even remotely like this. But I didn't even know northern Vietnam looked like this until I came here. You know, I've been wanting to do the Ha Giang Loop for 2 years. Or, yeah, it must be 2 years. I heard about it when I lived in Hanoi. And I moved out of Hanoi, I think in possibly August or September. Yeah, so that's 2 years at least. So when I got the opportunity to do it, I didn't think twice, I just packed a bag and left. I mean, look at that. Look at the state of that. This open view. It's wonderful, this part. It's like Jurassic Park, it really is. Just mound after mound of hills and incredible scenery. Which until you've seen it with your own eyes, I mean, look, you know, you're watching this video on a screen. You know, you might even be watching it on your phone. To see that, you know, it's 108 degrees from that side. All the way around. And it's truly like this everywhere. I mean, my goodness, how do you describe that? Somebody's never seen it. It's interesting. Everyone who's here, who lives here, is so happy. You know, there's no stress. There's no kind of worries about anything. They're all living this basic lifestyle. And when you're living that as well, when you're sharing a part of that, it really makes you think about what you actually need in life. It really does. You know, most people that know me a few years ago know I got all my stuff stolen. Literally everything I've ever bought in my life was stolen, apart from my drum kit. And at the time it was horrible. But looking back, what a blessing. What a blessing to have all my stuff removed from my life. All my clutter. Most of it I didn't use, need or want. It was just stuff that I'd accumulated over the years and kept in my houses and in storage. Had it all in storage for a year. Spent $3,000, you know, not to see my stuff. Got it all removed. Was able to go to China, you know. From China, coming back, staying in Hanoi in an airport for 6 hours, and then getting a job when I was living in the UK. Got a choice of Thailand or Vietnam. The flight to Vietnam is cheaper. That's why I come here. My God, I'm glad the prices of the flights to Thailand weren't cheaper, because I'd never seen this. Yeah, it's raining. But yeah, I was saying the people there are so happy because there's this quote from Bob Proctor, and he's saying that, you know, everything's energy, everything's vibration, and you know, everything around you, every single thing is vibration and energy moving at different rates. He said when you walk in the woods, if you live in a city, you go for a walk in the woods, he said it makes you feel so good because nature is at a perfect vibration. And here we're literally surrounded by nature. It's just hills and mountains and trees and waterfalls everywhere you go, and chickens that just happen to walk in the road everywhere you go, and buffaloes. I'm pretty sure pretty soon I'll see some buffaloes. Hello chickens. There's roosters here that do crow. Look at that. Chicks on bikes. Actually it's a cockerel, but hey, you know, just roaming around, because that's life here, you know. This scenery, look at this scenery. It's truly staggering. You know, I'm really blessed to have been able to be given the opportunity to come here, live for free, and completely submerge myself in the local. It's not even Vietnamese culture. It's Tay, one of the ethnic groups of Vietnam. You know, they speak a different language, a different dialect. So even the little Vietnamese I can speak, they often don't understand it. But some of them can speak a little bit of Vietnamese. You know, it's interesting. When you go to different towns, there's a few ducks just chilling, you know, in the rain. When you go to different towns, they speak a different dialect as well. There's so many of these little villages dotted all over the place, and they've all got a slightly different dialect. So it's interesting to see and to hear different strains of Vietnamese. I mean, look at that scenery, man, look at it. My God. So yeah, the people that live here, they're so happy, just surrounded by this vibration that's perfect. You know, the vibration of nature is perfect. That's what Bob Proctor says. Like, why do you think a walk in the woods does you so good? Makes you feel so good. Yeah, it's interesting. It really is. You know, if you ever get the chance to do the Ha Giang Loop, just do it. Don't think about it. Don't think, oh, I can't because of blah blah blah. Yeah, I've got blah blah blah. You know, rent, visas, all that kind of stuff to pay, which I paid. It's just a case of, do I stay in my house for 6 weeks or do I not? You know, I had the opportunity to not stay in my house for 6 weeks, and I thought, you know what, I don't want to. So off I fucked up north on a Yamaha Sirius, and it's easy. You know, I've always looked at the map of Vietnam and thought, bloody hell, from Da Nang even to Hanoi is like 700 kilometres, and it's another, you know, 5 or 6 hours north of there. So probably like 1,000 kilometres from here to Da Nang. But I mean, what an opportunity. And it's all thanks to Claire Nash, who, as you know, did the Ha Giang Loop in February, put all the posts about it on a Facebook page, and I looked at them going, bloody hell, that looks amazing. I wouldn't mind a slice of that pie. So I took it, you know. And just because she told me to go to Ban Gioc Waterfall and have a look, which I did, I was going to go back to Cao Bang, which is 80 kilometres away. And she said, well, you know, I'd booked into a hotel in Cao Bang, and she said, don't do that. Go to Ban Gioc and have a look. Stay there for the night. So I did. Stayed in the Yen Yi homestay because it was the cheapest on Booking.com. Like I said, I've been doing this this bike trip on a real shoestring budget. One of the places in Ha Giang say was 30,000 dong a night. It's a pound a night. You can't get much cheaper than that. And you know, most of the food I've been eating is a pound. You know, 30,000 dong for pho or mixed rice and veg, all this kind of stuff. And the food at the homestay, my goodness. The owners, both of them, Diep and Si, they're both amazing cooks. And the food I've been eating, some of the food I've never had before. In fact, most of it I've never had before. And it's amazing to be able to eat local Tay dishes. You know, it's Vietnamese food, just cooked by Tay people, and it's so nice, so fresh, so tasty and so delicious. My God. And I say I've lived in Vietnam for 2 years, I've never eaten any of it. You know, I've been eating stuff that I don't even know what it is. You know, today for lunch we had a pig's head. You know, rock up from the butcher's with a pig's head in a bag, chop it up, cook it. Bob's your father's brother, or whatever it is. Robert's your uncle's sister. You know, that one. So yeah, more ducks. I'm surprised I haven't seen any buffaloes lately, because every day there are herds and herds of buffaloes just out on a walk, just off skis. It's really beautiful. Really, really beautiful. Look. And of course motorbikes every day, because it's the only way to get around. Obviously there's feet as well, obviously, but Vietnamese, they're not quite so fond of walking as Westerners. When I told people I walked to the waterfall and back, which is only like, let me think, I think it's 7 miles round trip, they look at you like you're mad. They're like, why didn't you take your motorbike? I was like, well, you get no exercise that way. You know, back in Da Nang, I was riding my bike every morning, literally waking up at 4 o'clock, going on bike rides up Monkey Mountain, and I've really missed doing that. It's been over 6 weeks since I've been on a bicycle. So walking's the next best thing. And also, there's a really nice part of the river where we go swimming in. It's really deep, there's no rocks. It's amazing to find this bit of the river that's like maybe 2 miles up the road. Swimming in the river, and it's so green as well. And it's got a fair old current to it, but it's just amazing to go and swim in the river. And then just go and chill in the sun and dry off. All for free. This lifestyle, I would highly recommend it. Hello! Xin chào! It's the local people. It's really nice to be friendly, and when you see the old ladies here in their traditional costumes and their rice hats, just going about their business, there's so many of them that they work. You know, they're always doing stuff and carrying stuff and mending stuff and making stuff. You know, women that look like they're 100 years old. And you say, ciao ba, xin ciao, to them, and it makes their day. You know, when you see an old lady smiling, beaming from ear to ear. It's a real nice thing. And it's a good thing to be friendly to people. You know, I'm the only foreigner in this village. Most of them have probably never seen a foreigner before. I mean, I've been through these villages so many times that a lot of them recognise me, because obviously I'm the only white guy, / brown, here. So it's nice to be able to come and film these. Hello! Xin chào! Bit shocked, them ones. But these villages, they're also like nothing that you see in Da Nang. You know, Da Nang's is a big modern city. And as wonderful as it is, and as amazing as it is, and I do love it, of course I do. I've got a band there, you know. Come from the UK and started a 10-piece ska band. You know, dream come true for me. But this place, my God, if I didn't have a ska band in Da Nang, I wouldn't go back there, for sure. You know, I'd stay here because of the opportunity that I've got, and just to be able to live at the opposite end of the spectrum to what I have been doing. You know, if you live in the city of London or any major city in your country, and you get the opportunity to go and live in a remote rural village in the middle of nowhere in the mountains, you know, you'll notice a difference in yourself. The things that you take for granted back home that you no longer have, you know, it really puts a different angle on life. It really, really does. And it's really good to be able to kind of reflect on the things that are important in your life and in the world, you know. It really is. And I'll keep saying about it, but it's really nice to be able to live with an ethnic family literally on the Chinese border, where even some of the signs are written in Chinese, some of the menus are written in Chinese, and some of the people, you know, most of them actually, they're fluent in Chinese because they pretty much speak it all the time. Look at the scenery, man, it's outrageous. It truly is. At least the sun's come out again. It's boiling. This video is 90 minutes and 30 seconds long, but I'm going to keep yapping because why not? It's just so beautiful around here. The mountains, especially when you get to bits where you can see stuff like this, and you can get to see stuff like this. You know, all the people that have been in Da Nang for years and have never left, or have never done the Hajang Loop, been up north, this is what you're missing out on. You know, mustn't grumble, living for free as well, just because I happen to have been born in a country that speaks a language that these people want to learn. And it's my native tongue, it's not my fault. You know, really lucky to be able to come to Asia and, you know, get paid for talking, essentially what it is. And hanging out with children, which are hilarious. You know, the kids are so funny. You know, there's an 8-year-old girl and a 4-year-old boy in this house, and they're just hilarious. They really are. I showed them Laurel and Hardy for the first time yesterday, a couple of days ago, and they want to watch it every day because, of course, it's hilarious. And the Muppet Show, Roadrunner. I've been suggested Tom and Jerry, which of course I should get them to watch that. I'm going to show them Morph as well. Anything with no language or, you know, visual comedy is really good because obviously they don't speak fluent English, they're just learning the basics. So for them to be able to watch stuff that they've never seen, you know, it's all Doraemon and stuff around here, so to watch stuff that they've never seen. Xin ciao, hello. So it's, yeah, they've been loving it. You know, watching kids screaming and crying with laughter at Laurel and Hardy. It's a lovely thing. It really is. Now, up here somewhere, last time I came here, there was hundreds of horses. You may well have seen a video of maybe 100 horses going past, and it was filmed just up here. Literally, just up here. Look at these chickens, baby chickens. Aren't they titchy? This little fella. So small. My gosh. This is Gioc, or it's possibly one of the neighbouring villages, because there's so many and they're all so small. You can walk for, what, 22 minutes, which is what I have been, and you can probably see three different villages. But this district is Gioc, where the scenery is like something out of Jurassic Park. It really is. Like I said, if you've never been up north and you live in Vietnam, just do it. Do yourself a favour, take a month off work and just pack a bag and leave, you know. Option A, stay in your house for 6 weeks. Option B, go and travel around this majestically beautiful country that is Vietnam, you know. I had no idea any of it looked like this before I got here. Not a clue. Now over there, mountain with a hole in it. You see it? It's hard to point it out in the reflection because the sun's in the screen, but it's one of those mountains with holes in. What a glorious part of the world this is. I can never get bored of this scenery, you know. When I have to leave and go back to Da Nang, my God, I'm going to miss this. I'm going to miss this so much, you know, for the past 6 weeks. Living on the road and living in Gioc has been my life, you know. And I'm going to truly, truly miss it, you know. I mean, the house I'm living in is 200 years old. I stayed at the owner's sister's house in a neighbouring village maybe about 2 weeks ago and helped plant some corn. And their house was 300 years old. It's basically a converted barn, but converted 300 years ago. The buffalo lived downstairs, and they actually do, and the family live upstairs. And so when you're asleep, you can see, because there's gaps in the floorboards, because it's 300 years old, and hear and smell the buffaloes. And it's a really cool experience, you know. Ever say that you've slept in the same building as a buffalo, or several buffaloes? And there's chickens just walk in the house. There's like an open fire in the middle of the house. It's just one big room with beds around the outside. And it just makes you think, you know, that's all you need. A roof, a fire, and a bed, and food. And that's all these people have. And it makes them so happy. You know, there's no stress or anything here. Everyone's so laid back, everyone's so chilled, everyone's so happy, friendly and welcoming. And like, always seem to be so pleased to see a foreigner. You know, I guess it's just intriguing, like, what are you doing here? Why are you in our village in the middle of nowhere? You know, and you seem to have been here for a long time, you know. As word gets around that there's an Englishman in the village, other people's families bring their children round, and so I was speaking to other people's kids and teaching them English as well, which is wonderful. Strange thing happened the other day. My goodness, talk about a small world. So there I was digging in the garden just to help out because I can, and I see a white bloke walking past. I'm like, Westerner, amazing. I was like, hello. He says, hello. He goes, I know you. And I'm like, hey. He said, yeah, you're Dan, aren't you? I went, yeah. Who are you? Turns out we're friends on Facebook, even though we've never met. You know, you get these friend requests off people and they've got mutual friends. He's one of those people. And we've never met, but we had messaged each other in the past. Can't remember what it was about. But how bizarre that he should be staying in the same, well, the next door homestay, but in the same village, walked past, saw me and recognised me even though we'd never met. He must have recognised me from a Facebook post or something, or a photo, but it's ridiculous. So it was Tom Azodi, and so we hung out for a few days, went on some bike rides and some swimming in the rivers and some waterfall walks and temple walks, and it was really cool. There's also been a girl from Russia who's been living at the homestay for the last 8 days, who left yesterday, called Olga, and she's completely fluent in English. And she lived in Finsbury Park when I did, round the corner on the road next to the tube station when I lived on Strad Green Road, which is bizarre to think that you're going to meet someone thousands of miles from London who lived around the corner from you. I mean, she's completely fluent in English. So we just hung out together all day, every day, went on adventures every day, just because we could, you know, converse with each other. We could have conversations. You know, now that she's left, it's back to, what's your name? Where are you from? How old are you? How are you? Nice to meet you. It's like that every day. But I love it. You know, it's just really cool to hang out with somebody. Two people at one stage, when Tom and Olga were there, hanging out with two Westerners that you can talk completely fluent English. Tom's Australian. And Olga might as well be a native English speaker. Her English is that good. It was just a really cool break to have really good, interesting conversations on a daily basis. Scenery, man. There's blue skies over there now. Cock-a-doodle-doo. It's 2:30. My God, needs to get a watch, that cockerel. They just crow at any time of day. Normally cockerels crow in the morning, don't they? That one. Yeah. He needs to learn how to cock-a-doodle don't. China, there it is. Ni hao ma. That's how are you, in case you're wondering. Yeah, villages. Aren't they amazing? This video is almost 30 minutes long. There's a close-up of my finger. My gosh. I'm so blessed to come and live here and experience this. All thanks to Claire Nash as well. My days. It's impossible to put into words my gratitude to you, Claire, because well, I made that video. That was 3 weeks ago and 3 days. August 17th. Today, I believe it's September the 9th or 10th. Don't know. You lose track of time. I don't even know what day it is. There's no routine. You know, obviously the kids go to school, but they go to school at the weekends too. So it's a beautiful part of the world. This truly is staggeringly beautiful, undescribably gorgeous part of the world. All thanks to Mrs. Nash and Mr. Nash, of course. But it was Claire's Facebook pages that I saw, because she's the photographer. So all of the pictures that she took were posted. I was like, fucking hell, look at that. I must see that one stage. 6 months later, I'm living the dream, literally living on the border of that country, which is China. Having been in China for 7 months, you know, and then on this trip, seeing China for the first time when I was passing it in other parts of the trip, you know, standing in Vietnam looking at, there's China. I mean, right here. It's literally, there it is. And it's amazing. You know, China was an incredible country. What an amazing opportunity that was, just because I was looking at a job centre on the website Indeed.com, thinking, there's got to be something out there. I wasn't put on the earth to be a delivery driver. And lo and behold, first thing I look at on the overseas section is, you know, no degree, no TEFL, no problem, come and teach English in China. So I sent him an email saying, you still got any jobs going? And he went, yeah, when can you start? You know, and that was the beginning of my Asian adventures. I mean, look at the state of these hills, man. And like I say, it just changed all the time. It changes every step you take. It truly is staggering. I cannot recommend this place high enough. You know, the road from Cao Bang to Gioc is the best road of the trip so far, without a doubt. You know, the Hajiang Loop is staggering and amazing and beautiful, but the shape of the scenery around here is like nothing else. And from Cao Bang, which is only 80 kilometers in that direction, away from the waterfall, it's all like this. And it's all crazy bonkers scenery like this, the entire road. You know, he says it's only 3 hours or 2 hours, but I'm stopping every 5 minutes to take pictures, sometimes every like 30 seconds, because you go around the corner, it's like bloody hell. You go on the next corner, it's like bloody hell. So this scenery, man, my God. Hello! It is, I mean, my God, how do you describe this? There's nothing like this in the UK. You know, we've got Pendle Hill near where I live, which is lovely and all the rest of it, but I mean, this is like jagged rocks. These mountains or karsts, because they're not really mountains, they're not really hills, they're just karsts, I believe, is what their official name is. Just sticking out everywhere. It truly is a sight to see. It really is. Whatever you're doing in the world, and if you're living in Vietnam, go on the Hajiang Loop and then go to Cao Bang, which is to the east, and then go to Ban Gioc waterfall, Asia's biggest waterfalls on the Chinese border. If you Google it, BANGIOC waterfall, and it truly is amazing. When you get there, stay at Yen Yi Homestay, YENNHI. Stay at Yen Yi Homestay, and just see their hospitality. It's like nothing else I've ever seen. You know, hello. 3 weeks ago. Hello. 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 Good morning. Good morning. Are you fishing?
I'm fighting.
What have you got? Caught some fish. Nice to meet you. Xin chào, hang up live. Yeah, that happens on a daily basis. Ah, oh, beautiful sunshine. Look at this. Yeah, go to Yen Yi Homestay in the 200-year-old stone village in Ban Gioc. It's like a kilometre, maybe 2 kilometres, possibly 3 from the waterfall itself. But I believe it was the first homestay in this area, and it seems to be very popular even today. And all the time I've been staying there, there's been guests coming and going, you know, because even though the COVID situation, as you know, is up Dickie's meadow, as they say, there's been guests, you know, sometimes 6 people rock up, sometimes 5, there's families, there's travellers, there's tourists, there's locals. You know, they've obviously got a good reputation at Yen Yi, and just go there. Their hospitality is second to none. You know, like I said, 3 weeks ago, or 3 weeks and 3 days, I was a total stranger to them, and they just welcomed me into their house, into their family life, and into their daily way of living, and just said, come and live for free. We want our daughter to speak English, and you can teach her and live for free. And it's just been a truly magical experience that's it's really hard to put it into words, you know. It truly is. Vietnam is an absolutely incredible country. The Vietnamese are so friendly, they're so generous and warm and welcoming and kind and helpful, and just a beautiful people. They truly are. You know, when you come from England, everyone's a miserable git. You know, you smile at someone and tell you to piss off. It's like, here, they're interested in you, like, where are you from? What's your name? How old are you? Are you married? Do you have kids? All these kind of questions. They're genuinely interested in your life and what you do and where you're from and why you're here and what you're doing here. And can they add you on Facebook and all this kind of stuff. It really is a joy to behold, as is this scenery. You know, it's almost like the scenery reflects the people. You know, this beautiful scenery that's just staggering, and these beautiful people that you just the friendliest people you've ever met. You know, they've got nothing, and they're just the friendliest people in the world. It truly is. You know, my God, 35 minutes, my longest video of the whole trip. This, but Gioc, there are no words to describe its majestic beauty and its staggering scenery, and how just mind-boggling it is. The entire place. You know, walk around here all day. I just come for rides on my motorbike, just looking at stuff, going bloody hell, bloody hell, bloody hell. You know, we drove for like 20 miles over rocky roads and jaggedy, bumpy, stony paths a couple of days ago to a little, well, quite a big town actually. Hang La, I believe it's called, or La Hang. I can't remember, but it's one of those, you know, the entire journey, it was like that, up the mountains, and it was amazing. It truly was. The scenery was bonkers, like this, but just viewed from above. And got to this town, bang on lunchtime, this market, this huge market in full swing. And literally every single person wanted to talk to us. It was me and Olga. They wanted to talk to us and say hello to us. And, you know, I mean, it's this market in this town in the middle of nowhere. You know, it's miles from anywhere. It's 20 miles through a mountain, raggedy, rocky, you know, stony path that's almost impassable and impossible to get to. But we made it, and it's just locals. Probably half of them had never seen a foreigner before. And it's like we were the talk of the town, almost the second we arrived. And it's funny, we were at the waterfall yesterday in the morning, and there was a load of locals come from Hanoi, a family, I guess, because it was you know, grandma, grandpa, mum and dad, and some sort of teenage kids, all taking pictures of us, all wanting to take pictures of us just because. Hello.
Hello.
How are you? Xin chào.
Xin chào. What's your name?
My name's Dan. Dan. Tôi là Dan. There you go. He's got no clothes on. But hey, so yeah, we were photographed by these locals at the waterfall. Then, to say thank you, they gave us loads of cold beer. It was 7 o'clock in the morning. Hello! It's great, isn't it? Even from behind they recognise me. But there he is. Let's go and practice our English and shout hello. Probably made their day, that, as they're still waving. Wow, yeah, scenery. And beer for breakfast, you know, mustn't grumble. Just because people wanted to take our pictures because they've probably never seen a, you know, Westerner before, as a lot of people haven't. Especially in these remote parts, you know, fair enough if you live in Hanoi, which these people did. But when I lived in Hanoi, in the first 6 weeks, I met 2 Westerners, you know, living in one of the local districts. So, yeah, we're at the waterfall drinking cold beer at 7 o'clock in the morning. Like you do. 38 minutes, good God. Yeah, so I think my battery's about to go dead. You never know. I'm surprised I haven't seen any buffaloes. You know, I guarantee the minute I stop this video, a shit ton of buffaloes will walk past. That's just sod's law. It truly is sod's law. That's what normally happens. Like 5 o'clock in the evening, they all come in from, well, work. You know, they've all been in the fields, eating grass and pulling ploughs and all that kind of thing. And then they all come home. There's all these old women in their traditional costumes walking down the road with herds of buffalo. Which again, you never see that in Da Nang or Hanoi or London. You absolutely don't see it in London. But it's a really cool thing. Living here is the complete opposite of anything I've ever experienced in my life. And I mean, I was born and raised, well, not born and raised, but raised in Blackburn, Lancashire, out in the hills in the country, kind of, on the outskirts. But it's nothing like this. It's absolutely nothing like this. scenery here is just phenomenal. It truly is phenomenal. And another bunch of kids. It's a good thing about the kids here, they just all want to speak English and practice. You know, they come out for a little swim in the river, because the river runs right way through these villages. And they all want to say, Xin chào, hello. Hello.
What's your name? I'm
good, I'm very good. How are you?
How are you?
I'm very well. How are you? How are you?
How are you?
I'm good. What's your name?
Like a team over there.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hello.
Hello, xin chào.
Xin chào.
Hẹn gặp lại. Hẹn gặp lại. Hẹn gặp lại. Hang up lie, see you later. Which is what I should be saying at this video, because it's bloody hell, it's 40 minutes. You could have watched EastEnders. Toilet Dan! Dan! What's your name? First question they get taught at school. Which is great. Dan! Toilet Dan! Toilet, I am. I'm good! It's great, eh? Kiddies must have made their day, you know. Look at that sunshine, my gosh. Walking around here, boiling hot, middle of nowhere, surrounded by this. You know, mustn't grumble. It truly is an experience like I've never had in my life. I'm 47 in a few months, and this is just epic on a grand scale. There are no words. There are no words to put this into. You can't describe it. You know, you just can't. How do you describe that? It's pointy, it's green, it's big, and there's millions of them. It doesn't put it into words. It doesn't do it any justice whatsoever. Still no buffaloes. I'm quite disappointed, to be honest. I've come out at the wrong time of day. I made a great long video that's 42 minutes long, and there's no buffaloes, just motorbikes and children and chickens, which is all good and well. There's a couple of horses over there, but I mean, whew, this era village ain't too shabby. My name's Dan Fossard, and I'm living the dream. Northern Vietnam, northeastern Vietnam, the Chinese border. Them green hills in the background, that's China. That's Vietnam. It's boiling hot. And I've been ranting on like a blithering idiot for at least... Hello! How are you? Xin chào! I've been ranting on like a blithering idiot for at least, well, 42 minutes and 50 seconds exactly. And it's time to say hang up lie. Which means see you later. See you again, see you anon, see you up there, see you here hopefully. If you're coming to do this Harjang loop, make sure you go to Khao Bang, and then make sure you go to Gioc waterfall. Asia's biggest waterfall. It's funny, all these waterfall trips that we do in Da Nang, they pale into insignificance compared to the Gioc waterfall, which is so vast you can't even fit it in one picture. It's just huge, it's huge. See, horses, told you. I wasn't lying. Just no buffalo. But hey, if you want to know what a buffalo looks like, go on Google Images and just type in buffalo, water buffalo. Massive great horns, probably weigh about 1,000 kilos. They're huge great things, but beautiful animals, absolutely beautiful animals. And one last look at it. Come on, let's have a look at it. Come on, let's have a sniff at it. Come along and let's have a little bit more. Hang up lie!